Hello football family. Welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into the beautiful game and celebrate our African stars who are making history on the biggest stages. Today, we are talking about one of the most prestigious tournaments in world football, the UEFA Champions League. The anthem, the lights, the drama, this is where legends are made. And when it comes to Nigeria, our stars have always shone bright on this stage, from the golden era of the 1990s to the modern giants of today. So, in this special countdown, we bring you the top 5 highest Nigerian goal scorers in Champions League history. This isn't just about numbers, it's about moments, legacies, and how these players carried the Nigerian spirit into Europe's biggest competition. Stick with us until the end because number 1 will not surprise you, but the journey to the top will absolutely blow your mind. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's kick off the countdown. At number 5, we start with the legendary Nwankwo Kanu. The lanky forward, affectionately known as Papillo, is one of Nigeria's most iconic footballers of all time. His Champions League career may not have been overloaded with goals, but his influence on the pitch was undeniable. Kanu played for Ajax during their golden era in the mid-90s. As a teenager, he was part of that famous Ajax team that stunned the world by lifting the 1995 Champions League title, defeating the mighty AC Milan in the final. Although he wasn't the primary goal machine, Kanu contributed vital goals and created opportunities with his unique style. His 5 Champions League goals stand as a reminder of how Nigerian players were already making waves in Europe back then. Kanu's game was never just about scoring. It was about elegance, composure, and vision. His height and dribbling made him unpredictable. Defenders didn't know if he would glide past them, hold up the ball, or unleash a clever pass. That's why Kanu is remembered not just as a scorer but as a true artist of the game. Even though he battled health issues that could have ended his career early, Kanu's resilience saw him carve out a path that inspired millions. Every Nigerian football fan remembers his Champions League nights because they marked the beginning of our dominance in Europe. So at number 5, the legend himself, Kanu with 5 goals. Tied with Kanu on 5 goals but ranked higher due to his direct striking style is Egbini Yakubu, fondly called Yak. Yakubu wasn't just a striker, he was a predator. Strong, powerful, and clinical inside the box. Wherever he played, whether in the Premier League or on the European stage, Yakubu left his mark. In the Champions League, his goals came during his time with Maccabi Haifa. Who could forget when the Israeli side shocked the world in the early 2000s? Yakubu scored freely, announcing himself to Europe and putting Nigeria on the Champions League map once again. Yakubu's 2002-03 Champions League campaign was particularly special. Facing giants like Manchester United and Bayer Leverkusen, he still found the net, proving that Nigerians were fearless even against Europe's elite defenses. While his career in England became more famous for his Premier League exploits with clubs like Everton, Middlesbrough, and Portsmouth, his Champions League record remains part of Nigeria's proud heritage. Yakubu's story is one of power and ruthlessness in front of goal. He didn't need too many touches, give him half a chance, and the net would bulge. That's what made him such a feared striker. So at number 4, with 5 Champions League goals and an unforgettable European journey, Yakubu Egbini. Taking us into the top 3 is the Prince of Monaco himself, Victor Ikpeba, with 7 Champions League goals. Ikpeba was one of the trailblazers for Nigerian footballers in Europe. His nickname wasn't just for show at AS Monaco, he played with a royal touch. The Champions League was his stage, and he often delivered when it mattered most. In the late 1990s, Ikpeba was at his peak, combining pace with intelligence in front of goal. He scored against some of the biggest sides in Europe, making Nigerians proud each time his name appeared on the scorer sheet. One of his standout campaigns came in the 1997-98 Champions League season, when Monaco reached the semi-finals. Ikpeba's goals were crucial, and his performances earned him respect across Europe. Nigerians would wake up early, tune into those games, and beam with pride watching their own making headlines in France and beyond. Ikpeba was also a player with heart. His work ethic, leadership, and ability to rise to big occasions made him special. And while 7 goals may not sound huge compared to modern stats, in the context of his era when fewer games were played and Nigerian representation in Europe was still growing, it was historic. That's why at number 3, we celebrate Victor Ikpeba's 7 Champions League goals. Sliding into second place is none other than Obafemi Martins, with 9 Champions League goals. Abagol, as fans love to call him, was Nigeria's explosive rocket. Small in size but lightning quick, Martins was the kind of striker defenders hated to face. He had pace, strength, and an eye for spectacular goals. Martins first came onto the scene at Inter Milan, where he announced himself with stunning Champions League performances. His trademark backflips after scoring became legendary. Who can forget his thunderbolt goals for Inter? Those long-range strikes, the runs behind defenders, the sheer energy. Martins was born for the big stage. Later, he carried that form into his time with clubs like Newcastle and Wolfsburg, but it was at Inter that his Champions League legacy was truly made. With 9 goals, he became Nigeria's top scorer in the competition for many years. Martin's story is also about versatility. He could play anywhere across the front line. He could strike with both feet, take on defenders one-on-one, and deliver magic when least expected. For Nigerian fans, every Champions League night with Martins was an event. His goals weren't just about numbers, they were often spectacular, the kind that stayed in highlight reels for years. And let's not forget, he was doing this at a time when Nigerian football was in transition. The golden generation had passed, but Martins carried the flag with pride. At number 2, with 9 explosive goals, the unforgettable Obafemi Martins. And at the very top of the list, the man of the moment Victor Osimhen, with a record-breaking 10 goals in the Champions League. Osimhen has rewritten Nigerian history books in the UCL. With his goal against Liverpool in September 2025, he officially surpassed Martins and became Nigeria's all-time top scorer in the Champions League. But Osimhen's journey to this point is nothing short of inspirational. From selling sachet water on the streets of Lagos to becoming a global superstar at Napoli, and now spearheading Nigerian pride in the Champions League, his story feels like a movie script. His Champions League debut was special. Right from the start, he showcased his hunger, energy, and determination. His goals aren't just about statistics, they represent the rise of a new Nigerian superstar on the world stage. What makes Osimhen different? His blend of athleticism, power, and relentless pressing. Defenders hate playing against him because he never stops running. He can score headers, tap-ins, and screamers. His versatility has made him one of Europe's deadliest strikers. And in the Champions League, he thrives under pressure. Napoli's dream run in the 2020-23 season was powered by his goals. He scored in crucial knockout games, inspiring the Italian side to their first ever Champions League quarter-final. Fast forward to 2025, and Osimhen is not only leading Nigeria's goal charts, he's putting himself among Africa's greatest. He has now entered conversations with legends like Didier Drogba, Samuel Eto'o, and Mohamed Salah. For Nigerian fans, his record means more than just numbers. It's about pride. It's about seeing one of our own carrying the torch higher than ever before. Every time the Champions League anthem plays and Osimhen takes the pitch, it feels like the entire nation is represented. His 10 goals, and counting, are a milestone, but they are also a promise that Nigerian football's best is yet to come. At just 26, Osimhen still has years ahead of him in Europe. And who knows? By the time he's done, he could double or even triple that record. So at number 1, the new king of Nigerian Champions League scorers, the record breaker, the pride of Lagos, the face of modern Nigerian football, Victor Osimhen. And there you have it, the top 5 Nigerian goal scorers in UEFA Champions League history. From the artistry of Kanu, to the power of Yakubu, the royal touch of Ikpeba, the explosive energy of Martins, and now the unstoppable rise of Osimhen, Nigeria's story in the Champions League is rich and inspiring. This list isn't just about goals. It's about moments, memories, and the way Nigerian players have carried our flag in Europe's biggest footballing competition. And the best part? The story is still being written. Osimhen is still going strong, and there are younger stars waiting in the wings who might just break into this list in the future. So tell us in the comments, which Nigerian Champions League goal do you remember most? Was it Martin's rocket for Inter? Osimhen's header for Napoli? Or maybe one of Kanu's classy finishes for Ajax? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more football stories celebrating our heroes. Until next time, keep the love for Nigerian football alive, because our best moments are yet to come.